$56 years old, ex-military, ex-Royal Navy, submarine service. I gym every other day, and I have other people at the gym who are now taking this product. And the reason why they take this product is people who exercise, who understand the importance of exercise, understand the important nutrition, understand the importance of prevention. They don't want to be sick, they don't want to be ill, they don't want to be a burden on the NHS, so they spend a lot more time researching and educating themselves on nutrition, on exercise, and things that are going to prevent them from being ill. So I have a guy there who's a bodybuilder, and he's been on the same products that I am for about 2.5 months now. Now this is a guy that tracks all of his results. He's been gymming for 3 years, he's got an incredible physique, and every time he goes to the gym he notes down all of his performances. And what he's noticed with these products is his strength has increased dramatically. So he now can lift more, he can now do more reps. His cardio recovery is much, much quicker. Also post exercise, he doesn't get muscle cramping, he doesn't struggle at bedtime with muscle cramping, with joint problems, because he's taken this product. And he's now at a point where he realizes the power of these products, and he's now is moving these products onto his wife, who started to take the products, and he has young kids. And he is now starting to move this product into them, because he understands that if they can take responsibility for their nutrition at a young age, that means they're going to live a long, healthy, pain-free life.
My own personal experience using organic cold-pressed seed nutrition, and I had something happen to my own health where I developed something called drop foot. Now, drop foot is basically a paralysis caused by damage to the nerves or an inflammation, and I couldn't move my foot at all. I actually tried using mind power, because it's hard to believe you can't do something you've always been able to do. The first thing that happened was I went to put my shoe on, and I couldn't get my shoe on. And when you put your shoe on, you don't think about this, but what happens is you push your foot into the shoe like this, and then as it goes in, you lift your toes to slide it along, and I couldn't lift my toes. So as I was pushing my foot in, it wouldn't go, and I blamed the shoe. I thought there was something wrong with the shoe, and I kind of used my weight and forced my foot down and didn't give it another thought. And then a little bit later, I fell through a plate glass door, and I thought, what's going on here? I'm tripping over my own feet. And the reason for that was that when you lift your foot, your toe hangs. You don't have this aspect, so your toe is hanging. So I went over my toe and fell through the door, and I still didn't know I had a paralysed foot. And it was sometime after that that I can't even remember, I realised then that my foot wouldn't move. So it was literally 5 or 6 hours before I realised, and then thinking back, I realised, oh no, you had a paralysed foot. So it was rapid onset, and then literally no movement at all like that. I used diet as best as I could, but I was in Brazil and I was very limited what I could get. I used things like turmeric and so on. Couldn't really get any supplements, couldn't get the seed nutrition I wanted in Brazil. So I came back to the UK specifically to get cold pressed seed nutrition, and you can use this stuff topically as well as orally. So I wanted it topically as well as orally. So I got back to the UK, I applied it to my foot, I drank some of it, and within 2 days, after 6 months of paralysis, within 2 days, I got my first movement, and I was ecstatic. I mean, I couldn't move it much, it was like this kind of thing, but I hadn't had any movement. So I knew, okay, this is going to sort it. So it took a month to get full movement back, a complete full movement. And then a little bit, I still had a few tingling sensations in my sort of calf area and stuff, but that, and another month and all of that was gone, and I've been fully fighting fit ever since, full movement. So it was a very powerful experience for me personally as well.
I mean, I'm not somebody who suffers illness or disease or, you know, anything like that, really. Since leaving the Navy, I've kept myself reasonably fit. I gym every other day. But I've noticed some remarkable remarkable things happening with my own health. It started with the little things. My nails became uncontrollable. They were growing all the time. My skin now is hydrated. In a previous relationship, my partner was always complaining that I had dry skin. Now my skin feels completely hydrated all of the time. And because I'm in the gym a lot, I tend to measure my results. My cardiovascular fitness has increased dramatically. My strength has increased dramatically. My recovery has increased dramatically. And because of the products that I'm now taking, I don't suffer muscle cramps or any discomfort post-training, which is extremely important, and my recovery is much quicker.
Back in June of this year, I had a really bad fall. I fell from the top of my stairs to the bottom of my stairs, and I was actually knocked out. And we ended up having an ambulance come. I had to be taken out on a stretcher to the hospital. So when they took me down for an X-ray, they found that I'd fractured my neck and I'd pulled the ligaments in my shoulder, obviously where I'd fallen. And I was told I had to wear a body brace and a neck brace. So that was a front back brace and a back brace and a neck brace. And I had to wear it for 6 weeks because it was a spinal injury. So when they put it on me, and it was awful. But of course, you know, I was in pain and I just wanted to get it better. When we went home, Mick actually contacted somebody and told them that I'd had the fall and asked them how many sachets should I take. That I was advised to take 3 sachets a day for the 6 weeks to help with the to help me get it mended. So I did that. I took the 3 sachets a day. I mean, I was taking 1 anyway because obviously with my knee I'd reduced it down, so now I've gone back up to 3. And I took that, and then I had a 2-week review to go back to have the X-ray just to see how everything was going. Within the before that, I even went back to the hospital. I noticed that the pain was getting less and less, and again I was flabbergasted because I just knew it could only be the seeds. When we went back to the hospital, I had another X-ray. We've sat down with the doctor, and he's called in another doctor, and we're sort of thinking what's going on, and he'd had to have a second opinion because they couldn't believe the fracture had healed. And I'm sitting there, you know, and he actually said to me, what have you done? I said, well, the only thing I've done different is take these seeds. So they're sitting there discussing what's going on, and I said, well, if my fracture's healed, do I have to wear this body brace anymore? And he just said, well, I've never said this before. With a spinal injury, you have to go the whole term. He said, but I really can't see that you have to wear it because there's nothing, it's healed, it's gone. The only thing he thought that may happen is that the ligaments may take a year to heal, which is, you know, I said, fine. So he said, well, I really can say, Mrs. Dwyer, you probably don't need to wear the brace. He said, the only thing maybe when you go out is to put it on. Well, I didn't, because I didn't need that brace anymore. And this is back in June the 22nd, I had my fall, and we're in October now, and I've had no problem. And my shoulder, the pain has gone from my shoulder.